Taurus, welcome to your monthly horoscope for September 2023. In this video, I will be going over some of the energy that you will be moving through for the month of September. Now, coming into the month, we have Venus retrograde still in your fourth house of home, family, property, real estate. Now, you have been feeling this Venus retrograde energy a little bit more so than the other signs because Venus is your chart ruler. So Venus retrograde may have also brought a few things up for you as far as your appearance, possibly changing your appearance in some way, your physical body, your character, your personality, how you view this physical reality. This is the energy you're kind of moving through with this Venus retrograde. Now, Venus also rules your sixth house of work, health, and daily routine. And so while we've had Venus retrograde, you may have been reflecting, reevaluating, redirecting energy around your routines, around work, possibly even thinking of changing work in some way or working from home. We also have Mercury retrograde coming into the month, and you have Mercury retrograde in your fifth house of children, passion, pleasure, play, hobbies, interests, creativity. So during this Mercury retrograde, you may be rethinking, redirecting, and reevaluating energy around those themes and topics. But Mercury also rules your second house of money, finances, and material possessions. So while Mercury is retrograde, something may be brought to your attention around your money, your finances, and material possessions that you want to watch for. This is definitely not a time to be signing any contracts or agreements, any really important documents while Mercury is retrograde. September 3rd, we have Venus stationing direct in your fourth house. And so whatever you've been moving through with this Venus retrograde energy, something can click at this time. Something can start to make sense with this Venus retrograde. So if you've been switching your routines up or thinking about working from home, this is where you can make that final decision that you're ready to work from home. September 4th, we have Jupiter stationing retrograde in your first house. Now, Jupiter also rules your eighth house of your partner's finances, money coming in from outside resources, loans, taxes, inheritance. So while Jupiter is retrograde, from now till the end of the year, because Jupiter does not station direct until December 30th, there may be something brought to your attention with your partner's finances or money coming in from outside resources. The interesting thing about this Jupiter retrograde is that Mercury retrograded over this exact same area in your chart April 21st to May 15th of this year. Mercury stationed retrograde at this 15 degrees and moved back to 5 degrees, which Jupiter is going to be moving back to 5 degrees as well. So it's quite interesting how Mercury is retrograding over this exact same spot. So if you think back to that time period, the end of May or the end of April, beginning of May of this year, what showed up for you? This is where there can be more energy around that showing up, possibly some insight, possibly some opportunity coming in for whatever was really presented to you back then. Now, around September 6th or on September 6th, we have this Mercury cazimi. And so for the first week of September, we're dealing with this Mercury combust energy, where Mercury combust can bring brain fog, lack of clarity, lack of direction, a not knowing how to take action with certain things. There can be some confusion with information and communication. When we have Mercury cazimi, there's like this sudden insight that comes in. It's almost like a sudden understanding or knowing. Now, this can have to do with your money and finances, whatever was presented to you or whatever has shown up for you during this Mercury retrograde around your money and finances. There can be clarity or some type of information coming in at this time to kind of help guide you through whatever you've been moving through. On September 14th, we have that new moon in Virgo at 21 degrees. And this is happening in your fifth house of hobbies and interests, children, creativity. This is the house of passion, play, pleasure. So, this is a great time to set intentions for some creative venture, a creative project. This is where you can set intentions for something that has to do with your children. Oh, sorry. Something that has to do with your children. You can set intentions for, any hobbies, interests, anything you're really truly passionate about that you've really wanted to get going. We also have this trine to Uranus to really draw in some spiritual energy because Uranus is the great awakener. However, Uranus can bring in something very sudden, not necessarily negative, but just something. So let's backtrack a little bit. With this Uranus energy, what this means is that the intentions you set, possibly how you think it will come to fruition, it may not. Because Uranus is in play with this energy, this means that whatever intentions you are setting at this time, expect it to manifest in a way that you least expect it. Something can just come out of the blue. It can possibly be shocking, very sudden, and also very disruptive, but in a good way. On September 15th, we have Mercury stationing direct. So, whatever you've been moving through with your money, your finances, your material possessions, this is where there can be clarity, or you may start to have clarity around whatever has shown up for you while Mercury has been retrograde. On September 19th, we have the sun here in Virgo forming an opposition to Neptune. Now, this can be interesting because this can have to do with kind of however you were wanting to express yourself in some way because of this opposition, and also because at the same time we will have the moon opposing Uranus, which can bring a little bit of anxiety, just this energy all around. It can be confusing. There can be a lack of clarity, lack of direction. We want to watch for not seeing things with rose-colored glasses on. We want to make sure we are seeing things for what they are. As you can see, we have the moon forming a trine to Neptune, Neptune forming a sextile to Uranus, Uranus forming a trine to the sun. So there is this interesting conversation, right, between the sun, Neptune, and Uranus. And then for a short period of the day on September 19th in the evening, Eastern Standard Time, the moon will be involved. And the moon is our emotions, our feelings, our intuition. And so we want to make sure we are seeing things clearly at this time, that we are not seeing things, like I said, with rose-colored glasses. We also want to be watching for anxiety. This is where people that do struggle with anxiety and panic attacks, that can be triggered or heightened at this time, because Uranus does rule the electrical systems in the body, our nervous system. What this energy can be great for is spiritual work, intuitive work, psychic work, because we also have the sun forming a beautiful trine to Neptune. There is even this kite configuration as well. And so September 19th is really a beautiful day for manifesting, for meditating, heightening and expanding your intuition, doing spiritual work. It really is a beautiful day to be tapping into the energies around you. September 23rd, we have the sun enter Libra. So the sun moves into your sixth house of work, health, and daily routine. And so this is where there can be more focus on your work, health, and daily routine. Possibly the routines that you were thinking about changing over the last month or through the first portion of September, now you are implementing. Now you are ready to get them going, ready to get started in this new routine. And there's a lot of focus here. The sun is lighting up your sixth house. This can also have to do with your work. This is where you can just be, there's a lot of focus on your work. And with Mars in the sixth house as well, this can actually even represent, being very busy at work or being very physically active, possibly really getting into some type of workout routine. On September 29th, we will have the full moon in Aries at 6 degrees and 0 minutes. And so don't pay attention to this 15 degrees. The full moon will actually be right here in your chart, and this full moon will be in your 12th house. The 12th house represents places that are hidden. So, hospitals, asylums, retreat centers. The 12th house also is a very spiritual house. It rules karmic energy, it rules the subconscious. And it rules like subconscious beliefs, habits, patterns. So this can be a time, with the full moon being in the 12th house, there can be a lot of energy around where maybe something is being brought to your attention. Maybe you are starting to discover some of these subconscious beliefs and patterns and habits that you've really been stuck in. This is also a time where you want to watch for any self-undoing behavior, because the 12th house can represent self-undoing, self-sabotaging. So with this full moon in Aries, this is a time where you do also want to be careful. Now, this is a great time to really draw energy in for reprogramming your subconscious. Taurus, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this horoscope really helps you move through some of this sticky energy that we are in for the month of September. I always say that with the awareness, you are able to move through this energy consciously and effectively. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will connect with you in the next one.